right, welcome to the show today. Good morning to you and thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your state's number one family radio station. We're broadcasting live to you right here from Wells Broadcasting House. We're located along Alafi Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of your state. We say good morning to you and happy new week. This week will be a great and blessed week for us. Amen. In all that we do, it will definitely be a great week. Welcome to the program once again. Happy New Year. If we're just, you're just meeting this voice on radio since the beginning of the year. Today is the 12th day in the month of January 2026. And checking the calendar now, right after this week, God be with us all, there will still be 2 more long weeks in the month of January. All right, this is not to scare anyone, just to remind you of the date. And as we move gradually towards the end of the month and mid-month of January, God be with us all. Amen. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. This is 89.3 FM once again, and the name of the program is Perspectives Unlimited. On this program, we take you beyond the news to help you understand headlines, stories, make sense of it all with in-depth analysis for Nigeria and Nigerians. Welcome to the show. We start the show first by 7U headline news, especially stories from the major dailies right on the front page of the dailies this morning. We have the Punch, the Vanguard, and the Nigerian Tribune, the 3 dailies we have right in the studio this morning. And of course, I will take the stories from the front page and then read them out to you. Right after that, we dive straight into the in-depth analysis segment of the program. Let's begin with the Punch newspaper. On page 3 of the Punch newspaper for today, Wike ends local government tour. Assembly alleges plot to stall for Barra's impeachment. It's on page 3. And on page 24 of the Punch, INEC faces legal hit over missing 55.9 billion naira 2019 election funds. On page 45, Chimamanda solicitors write Lagos Hospital, doctor suspended. On page 3, 2026 budget twist, MDAs inject 3.5 trillion naira new project despite federal government freeze. The writer to the story says power, transport, health dominate new spending as fresh project takes 15% of the capital budget. Moving on to page 24, federal government proposes 41 billion naira to upgrade 109 foreign missions. And finally, on page 45, Armed Forces Day, federal government gov hails soldiers' sacrifices. You find that story on page 45. Now, moving on to the Vanguard. Insecurity, release of 70 bandits spark outrage in Katsina. 6 killed in Niger, Sokoto communities. The story is on page 13 and 9 of the Vanguard for today. On page 41 on the foreign scene, Iran 466 killed, 2,638 detained. And on page 9, local government account Osun files charges against bank officials. Hearing holds on the 30th of January. And now to the major story. Rivers crisis. Why I said dogs are barking, says Fubara. Tinubu can sack me if I can no longer offer anything, says Wike. Wike Amawile avoid impeachment comment at Port Harcourt rally. There is plot to stop legislative proceedings, says Rivers Assembly. And on page 9, Tinubu broke education pact, abandoned students abroad, Atiku alleges. And on page 8, NMA fault media trial over Chimamanda's son's death. And finally, on page 21 on the Vanguard, loans to manufacturers shrink to 2.1 trillion naira, drops in 5 sectors, 17.5% to 16.43 trillion naira in 6 months. And we move on to the final daily for today, that it will be the Nigerian Tribune. On page 3, local government account Osun files charges against United Bank of Africa (UBA) officials holding hearing holds on the 30th of January. Defection, death, court cases leave Labour Party with 0 senators. ADC gained displaces Labour Party in 3rd place. APGA, NMPP, SDP hold 1 seat each. And to the major headline on the Tribune for today on page 4, federal government set to end ASU crisis. 3 riders to that story to sign fresh agreement 14th of January. Approves 40% salary increase for academic staff. Deal to include revamped university funding model. On page 13, Mutwang still holding PDP mandate despite defection, says Jang. The writer says warns INEC on interference in party affairs. On page 13, 2027, Kwakwanso will not be allowed to contest in our platform, says NNPP. On page 5, Kwamwon writes Abiodun over exclusion from Awujale nomination process. And finally, on the Tribune, how illegal miners, bandits combined to attack Old Oyo National Park. Attack is retaliation against arrest of illegal miners. Why attackers destroyed Forest Guard's detention camp. That's all we can take this morning on the front page. Thank you once again for joining the program Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of your state. Welcome to the show. I am Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. All right, you're welcome back to the program once again. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to you and happy new week. Today's date is the 12th day in the month of January, 12/01/2026. From our studio, it is 6:42 a.m. Once again, make hay while the sun shines. Chukwemeka Munachiso joins me in the studio. Good morning to you, Chukwemeka.
Good morning. Ayo.
Good morning to you and happy new week. And how was your weekend too?
It was fine.
Any special event, special outing?
I thank God for His mercy. No special event. Everything is okay by the special grace of God.
That's great. What's happening on the streets? Any takeaway, major pointer
Well,
you'd want?
the people in the street are still confused and overwhelmed by the fact that people are not buying fuel the way they used to buy, like 1,000, and the fuel price is.
That's at the filling stations.
Yes, and there is no reflection on what people are still paying for transportation. You understand? There's no way people are feeling the reduction. It's still the same thing, as if we already made up our minds that even if the fuel sell for 500 naira, people will still pay through their noses, which is wrong. It must reflect. If whether it is cosmetic, I don't understand what is going on. But that is exactly the questions people are asking in the street. Why are we still paying? What is even increasing? The transport fares. People, especially people who travel outside, largely most of them are trapped. They can't come back because the transporters have hiked the fare so astronomically that they can't come back, and those who come over here for holidays cannot go back to their bases because of that hike.
It is well. Yesterday I was looking through two papers. I'm trying to also understand what the stock market and the whole stock exchange thing, what it looks like in connection with the economy. And I read a piece, I've forgotten the title, and I stumbled on it randomly online, countering some of the statement as to the Nigerian economy is doing well at the moment. But believe you me, Chukwemeka, if you look through the pages of the stock papers and the likes, on paper, economically, the Nigerian economy is doing well. As a matter of fact, the closing of the week, and I think 2 or 3 weeks consecutively, it's like we're doing better than the South African stock market and the rest. But the conversation of this writer is the effect on it on citizens, the end users, the ones who are going to the market to buying, and also making respect that all of this economy in Nigeria is bouncing back and the likes. It's all in the hands of like 5 key investors: Jimovia, Tony Elumelu, Aliko Dangote, Femi Todola, and one other extra person. And also now speaking about the monopoly, so to say, that it feels like when you say the Nigerian economy is bouncing back, it feels like the big boys are the ones, reaping the fruit of whatever is happening, and then the people at the base of it do not understand what is happening at the end side of that.
Thank God you are bringing up this discussion this early morning. I was telling somebody over the week when we are having Georgia over what is going on in our country that Nigeria is a kidnapped economy. Mark my word. And what we are saying right now is exactly the picture. It's a kidnapped economy. The so-called GDP growth is cosmetic because there's no reflection on the people. And what are the metrics for you to check whether economy is growing or not? The people. When the people are roiling in poverty, extreme poverty, multidimensional poverty, satanic poverty, poverty that has no explanation in the midst of plenty, how do you come up and be banding false statistics all over the place that the economy is growing, and yet the people are not feeling the impact of that growth? You see, that's why I described our economy as a kidnapped economy. You mentioned some names right now. Where are the people? Every government comes to power to take care of the people. What is happening to Nigerians? The fuel subsidy we removed, which we are told that it for critical infrastructure is like a bonanza and jackpot for the governors, and a big heavy burden on Nigerians. What have we benefited as citizens for that subsidy removal? Just tell me. What has Nigerians benefited from that removal? That's why the governors have a lot of money. And they come out to tell us. Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State came out sometime last year to say that governors are now receiving 3 times more than what they've been receiving before. Where is the reflection of that money on the people? No way. And you see God. That's why there are defections here and there, because it is the bazaar. Is a free is a everybody has a lot to play with, and the people are suffering. The prices of essential commodities are soaring, and they are not coming down. And you keep telling us that the economy is where is the growth? If you say something is growing, there must be evidence on the ground that this thing is growing. It's not growing. It's all cosmetics. It's all theater. There's nothing to tell people that this thing is growing. If you see a child that is growing, you know that this child is living well. Nigerian economy is not growing. If it's growing, where is the evidence on the people? We keep on seeing statistics, GDP growth, using big languages that the people in the street cannot even understand. But go to the street and see the reality of the economy on the people. That's where you see the reality. Not on the pages of newspapers, not on television. The people, everything is about the people. If you want to know how a family fares, look at the children of that family. Are they living well? You can't tell me that a child wears tattered clothes, and you tell me that the father is a billionaire. Where is the evidence of the money on the child? That is analogy. So when they say the economy is growing, it's a lie. It's falsehood. And you cannot continue to tell people. That's why people are looking at whatever that's coming from government as they take you to a pinch of salt, because you're not telling us the reality. If this thing is growing, where is the evidence on my life? I still buy things. The prices of things are soaring. Transport fares are not coming down. And where is that growth? Is it in their own imagination, or are you living in a country of your own imagination, apart from the reality that I have on the ground? That's the question.
All right. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed and see. On paper, the economy seems to be doing good, but in real life, Nigerians are definitely complaining. Let's talk about the Armed Forces Remembrance Day to celebrate, our heroes and fallen soldiers. As Nigeria marked the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day on Sunday, the federal government and state governors joined in paying tribute to the nation's military personnel for their unwavering service and sacrifice in defending the country's unity, peace, and territorial integrity. Across the country, the federal and state government also joined in honoring the nation's military personnel, holding interdenominational church services to mark the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. The day is observed annually in Nigeria on the 15th of January to honor military personnel who died during the Civil War, internal security operations, and peacekeeping missions abroad. The event provided platforms for leaders, including governors and defense officials, to recognize the selfless sacrifice of serving retired and fallen soldiers while affirming their commitment to the welfare of troops and the support of the family. All right, across Nigeria, we can see services in Abuja and different states basically celebrating the fallen soldiers and our heroes. I would like us to talk about our military personnel, most especially their welfare, which has always been a conversation and something at the front burner. Hopefully this year things will be different, and the conversation will take a turn from what we used to say in time past.
You see, there's no better way to celebrate the fallen heroes by making sure that those who are still in service are well taken care of. Nigerian soldiers have contributed a lot, in keeping this country together. But that will not be all they have to do. If you look at how we celebrate these people, you understand that Nigeria is not doing enough. Nigeria is not doing enough for the military personnel. I don't have any brother or uncle or relation who is in the soldier. I don't have. But if you look at what obtains in other countries, you know that Nigeria is not being fair to these military guys. The entry fee for some of these people in other countries, Nigeria is still giving 50,000, 60,000. While a country like Kenya, you have something in the neighborhood of 180,000. Ghana here, South Africa, go and check. Egypt, 250,000. Nigeria,
that's if we convert to now.
Yes, Nigeria is still giving 50 to 60,000. And you are sending...
Even after the minimum wage
I'm
increase?
coming, Ayo.
Or there's been a change right after the minimum wage increase?
I don't know.
There must be, but let's move on.
No, but the issue is that Nigeria is still giving a pittance. Are we supposed to be doing so? And we call ourselves giants of Africa. And these guys in uniform are confronting a lot of things. And remember that we have given them a lot of jobs to do. Their main duty is territorial to protect the territorial integrity of our country. But they are not involved in internal security breaches in our country, which is we're supposed to be for the police. Army is not involved. So they are overstretched. So if they are overstretched, what are we doing to make sure that these guys are well taken care of? And when they fall in battle, what do we do to their widows? What do we do?
And that's a big conversation.
No, what do we do to their widows?
And
that is why, Ayo, the Nigerian youths are shying away from enlisting in the army. You have had it as last year. They were going from state to state, begging young people to come and join. How can they join? How can they join an institution they know that if you enter there, nothing good will come to you if you fall in battle? That is the reason. So if we want to celebrate the military, they have done a lot. We must look very well into their welfare. We must make sure that, look, these guys are well taken care of. They rank and file, all of them. That if you're in the, let it be something that will be attractive. I remember in those days, when you see a soldier, you will even know that, yes, this one is a soldier. Because if you look at him, everything about him is okay. But today, that's why many of them, as I'm talking to you now, Ayo, if you go to Ibadan toll gate, you will see one soldier in front of a trailer carrying a container. Is he supposed to be there? He's looking for what he will eat. You understand? If you go to where people are building houses now, you will see one soldier. What is he supposed to be there? He's looking for what he will eat, because we have left them on their own. And when you leave these people on their own, they begin to look for what they will eat from elsewhere. And also, the training. I don't know how they are. In the 60s, Nigerian soldiers, the best in Africa. They gave a good account of themselves in outside engagement. Go and check what they did in Congo in the early 60s. Nigerian soldiers, yes. But nowadays, look at what we are happy, even banditry and all this. Are they really encouraged? We have had reports of being given obsolete arms to go and fight well-sophisticated arms by non-state actors. What is actually going on? If we take care of their welfare, if we encourage them, if we provide what they need, Nigerian soldiers are good.
All right. We pray that, of course, the government will look in that direction, as of what we can see here from the government officials saying that both the federal and the Army High Command remained committed to improving living conditions, logistics, healthcare, training opportunities, and post-service benefit for the military personnel. There's an audio here I would want us to listen to, and right after that audio, we speak to it very quickly before we take a break and then talk about Wiki and Fubara. Let's listen to this.
People need a level. Remember that we also have just this dry season. We will ensure that a level is fixed, and then this place, after a government college, I think BCG, yes, that also will be fixed. There were promises I made in the course of campaigning. If it's the last thing that I will do with Oyo State money to ensure that what I said to people while campaigning will fulfill it. I will do it. And we've paid salaries on civil servants and public servants for 7 years in a row with 13th month salary. I will ensure that all of that they are guaranteed under Omitutun 3.0.
I think we must commend Governor Seyi Makinde for this. Well, salaries, when you work, you should be paid.
But Ayo, let me ask you
But we must commend the governor.
No, I'm coming, Ayo. Why are you in power? Are you not supposed to pay people who work for you?
Okay, now
why have we degenerated to this level where people in position of authority will do what they are elected to do, and we clap hands for them?
This is my angle. Let's look at subsequent and 10 years before now, and the conversation.
That's why the country is not growing.
Payment and the likes.
That's why the country is not
so
growing.
You think it's not worth saying thank you for?
I'm not saying it's not worth.
He could have folded his hands too and say, let's do the bare minimum.
That is why this country needs rejigging. People in power must do what they're elected to do. In a Senate country, if you tar road, will I come and clap hand for you for tarring road? Why am I paying tax? This is the place where you do what. Imagine a father bringing food to the family, to the children, and expect the children to be clapping hand for him.
But the children will say thank you.
No, I'm coming. Are you not supposed to give them food? Why did you bring them?
But the children will still say thank you.
I'm coming. Yes, but not a point of making it as if it's an achievement that you are feeding your children.
Let's talk about the announcement for Elebu, because I know on this show and BCJ.
He's talking about the one that concerns you.
It's a good news.
It's good news.
And on Inside Oyo, I've been stressed so much about this Elebu road in particular. But I mean, this is not the first time the governor is making this assurance for Elebu road. He's talking about dry season. We're gradually going to the middle of January. We don't know when this rain will start. There's no Harmattan in December. But I mean, I just wanted to say something to that. The good news.
For those of you living in Elebu, in fact, that Elebu is a very big problem. You know, we have had calls from people who say the moment you pass Elebu with your vehicle, you will go to mechanic. And we have had people say that they now service their cars on credit, because once you apply Elebu road, forget it. Something must happen to your vehicle. If the governor goes to fix it, let him. This is not the first time he's making that promise.
Absolutely.
Let him go and fix it. You understand? It is his duty to go and fix it. If he doesn't fix it, it remains part of the things people will talk about that he didn't do when he leaves office.
All right. When we come back right after the break, we're going to get to politics. Why I said dogs are backing for Barra. Who are the dogs? We'll look at that and more. Stay with us.
Christ Ambassadors International College is a private, co-educational Christian day and boarding school located at Alafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. We offer a blend of Nigerian and British curricula designed to nurture global leaders with godly values. With world-class facilities, exciting co-curricular programs, exceptional pastoral care, and outstanding academic results, we ensure your child's dream becomes a reality. Our entrance examination for 2026-2027 academic session will hold on Saturday, 14th February 2026 at 8 a.m. For inquiries, please call 0704-530-8414 or 0814-177-2806 or visit www.christambassadorscollege.com. Christ Ambassadors International College, nurturing global and godly scholars.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it, with delivery to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. This January, Wells Radio 89.3 FM celebrates 2 years of purposeful broadcasting, 2 years of serving families, amplifying voices, and touching lives across Oyo State. And because we believe radio should give back, we're marking our 2nd anniversary with a week of health and care for you. Day 1, Wednesday, January 14th. Join us for a health walk as we move together from Wells Radio 89.3 FM to High Court Ring Road. Let's walk for wellness. Let's walk for life. Day 2, Thursday, January 15th. See clearly. Enjoy free eye care services courtesy of Maka Specialist Eye Hospital, Elebu Junction, Akala Expressway, Ibadan. Day 3, Friday, January 16th. Your body matters. Get physiotherapy care for the elderly and an empowering health talk from Premier Physiotherapy, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Day 4, Saturday, January 17th. We wrap it up with general medical care services provided by Zoe Specialist Hospital, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Your favorite presenters will be on ground to make it more exciting. 4 days, one radio family, one mission, healthy people, healthy community. Wells Radio 89.3 FM, 2 years strong, still intentional, still for the family.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng, www.fsrcc.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call CBN 0817-665-7060, 0707-338-4828, SEC 0209-462-1168. Announcer, FSRCC.
Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Or even the 2026 appropriation bill. In any case, the governor does not even want to present any budget, because if he wanted to, he would have brought it all this while. Simlaye Fubara is a mistake. He is a mistake. Rivers State has never had it this bad. In the entire Nigeria, Simlaye Fubara and Professor Umma Ngozi Odu, these are the only two people in the office at the sub-national level that are yet to present 2026 appropriation bill. The entire country. I'm sure if you go to the entire West African sub-region or even Africa, you will not find any sub-national government that has not presented an appropriation bill for 2026. Who would believe that in this 21st century, that a state like Rivers State will not have an appropriation bill either presented or passed? Nothing is holding the governor for presenting it. He chose not to. And the governor has been boasting that he will always go and meet the president for the president to call us and give us instruction. He has been boasting.
All right, so that's the voice of the Speaker of the River State House of Assembly. You're welcome back to the program, Perspectives Unlimited. All right, we take it on the Vanguard. Why I said dogs are backing, says Fubara. Governor Siminalayi Fubara of River State yesterday broke his silence over the impeachment proceeding against him by the State House of Assembly, explaining why he said dogs don't understand why they bark. Fubara said this on a day his predecessor and the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, replied to those asking President Tinubu to sack him, saying the President can see him if he could know, or can sack him if he could no longer offer him anything. This is even as the State House of Assembly yesterday raised alarm that there was secret plot to procure court order illegally to restrain the legislature from carrying out its constitutional duties and responsibilities. Speaking at the church service to mark the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day, the Catholic Church in Port Harcourt yesterday, Fubara, who called for calm, assured the resident that everything would be fine. He explained that his decision to remain silent in the face of distraction was deliberate, noting that he draws strength from his faith in God. The governor, who spoke briefly, said, "I said something that dogs back when they don't understand. Now see, I think a lot of you don't understand, and that is the reason why I don't shout. I don't complain. I know what I have. I know that I have what is supreme, and that is God. So I want everyone to relax. What is important is peace for this dear state, and we will get it by the special name of God." That is coming from Fubara. Fubara, impeachment in the State House of Assembly. When I spoke with Mr. Sonny on Friday, he believes that this is just another theater, another distraction, and that the president is definitely most likely going to settle this one. The FCT minister is of the president. Fubara is now in the ruling party, the APC.
And he's the leader of the party in the state.
It's the leader of the party in the state.
So Wike is behind him.
The interest of the president will be to also win River State in the coming election. And one of the people who can also make that happen is the governor of that state. Fubara seemed to be the man of the people. What is going on here? Do you see this impeachment process, pulling off eventually? And of course, the allegation here that there is a plot to get a court papers or something to restrain the legislature from carrying out its constitutional responsibilities around the impeachment.
You see, Ayo, the script was long written, and all the actors and actresses are just entertaining Nigerians. The tragedy of what we are witnessing in River State is not whether Fubara will be impeached or not impeached. The tragedy is that we have reduced governance to nothing. We have made governance. We have made a mockery of whatever that is left of governance. Now, if Fubara will not be impeached, as far as I'm concerned, because Fubara is already he cleverly defected to the ruling party. Now, when a governor of a state is the leader of their party in that state, and Wike is not a member of APC, the national secretary of APC, Bashiru, has told Wike repeatedly that you cannot bring your virus from PDP into APC, and that you cannot tell us what to do in APC when you are not even a member of the party. And if Wike defects to PDP to APC today, he will quit behind Fubara. That is the dilemma where the man has got himself trapped. And you are not a member of the party. You cannot be telling the party what to do with their member, who is even the governor of the state. And the president will never, he will not do it. He will not allow Fubara to be impeached, because that will be a slap on what APC stands for, if they are standing for anything. Because the national chairman, Nantawe, has even said that the APC knows how to handle their internal affairs, that nobody will come from outside to tell them what to do. That's a reference to Wike. So Wike is just playing to the gallery. I think he's being very, very delusional. You know, you cannot stay outside. You cannot be, you're not a member of a party. And you want to dictate to the party what they should do. This guy that was speaking all this drama in the whole of West Africa, in the whole of sub-region.
That's the speaker.
Yes, forget about all those ones. When somebody is high on power, they can say anything. You have what is happening in River State? Has it happened in the sub-region? Where it's mentioning? Has it ever happened? Is there any way in the sub-region where an individual will hold a state to ransom? That's the question they should ask Amawule. You understand? So it is just theater, but everybody is watching to see how. But for sure, Fubara will not go down.
You think so?
He will not. The person that has already rubbished himself is Wike. He has been going from one local government to the other, yes. Saying that that Tinubu can sack him if he's not bringing anything. What has he brought to? In fact, he's even demarketing the party. He's making if case not taken, what Wike will do in APC will it be exactly what he has done in PDP.
Before I open the phone line, see if President Bola Tinubu eventually, say if Nigerians then choose to bring him back for a second term, do you see Wike still retaining the office of the Minister of the
There is no way. If you know what is going on,
do you think President Bola Tinubu would keep Wike?
He may not want to keep him. He has achieved his purpose for keeping him. And if you see what is going on in Abuja concerning the FCTC as a minister, what people are saying about him in Abuja, you understand? He will not likely. You know, in politics, there's no permanent friend and there's no permanent enemy. Once they have finished, once they finish using him for what they conscripted him to do, they will let him go. You know, because now it's not PDP is having problem with PDP, it's having problem with APC. So where is he?
All right, studio line 0916-893-1000, 0915-334-893, and 0911-333-893, 0916-893-1000, 0915-334-893, and 0911-333-893. Rivers politics, why I said dogs are backing. Fubara says all of his trust is in God. And Tinubu can sack me if he believes I don't have anything to offer, says Wike. Replying to those calling for a sacking, Wike said it is within the right of the president to do so if he so wishes. According to him, there is no sentiment or emotions in politics. He said what mattered was interest and the interest of the people. He added that power is not given but taken, saying for the people of Obiakpo, we have the power to dictate who becomes a governor in Rivers State. Again, do you think Wike would be sacked by the president? Or removed or changed, or the president would just manage the remaining days left, for the office through the end of this particular tenure and make a better decision, if there is anything called better decision?
Well, it's left for the president to decide whether he wants Wike or he doesn't want him. But most Nigerians actually have a different opinion about Wike. And you know, our opinions in Nigeria here don't matter. It's not about us. Governance has never been about the people. It's about, look at Wike, there's no sentiment in politics. He is a politician. What is politics in the first place? Is politics an avenue to do what you want to do and get away with it? No. Politics is about service. And many of them are not serving Nigerian people. They are not playing politics. What we are seeing is racketeering. It's not politics. People, transactional people looking for where they will eat from, not where they will contribute.
Let's take this call. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
I say George calling from Ologweru.
All right, Mr. George from Ologweru, good morning to you.
Yeah. With what is going on now, Wike has been in Rivers State for about a week now. What service is he now rendering to the people of the Federal Capital Territory? All this campaign that he's doing now in Rivers, is just to make himself relevant. The people of Rivers State have known his tricks, and they have already told him that it's Fubara that they know as the head of their party in Rivers State. Wike is fighting after he has seen that he has shot himself on the feet. Let him continue. He will soon spell his doom for himself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. George, for your call this morning. You too can call us in or share your thought with us on our Facebook page, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page, or call 0916-893-1000. On the Punch newspaper, INEC faces legal heat over missing 55.9 billion naira 2019 election fraud. The Social, Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has filed a lawsuit against INEC over the alleged mismanagement of 55.9 billion naira intended for the purchase of smart card readers, ballot papers, result sheet, and other election materials for the 2019 elections. The allegation highlighted the Auditor General's latest annual report published on the 9th of September, accused INEC of failing to properly account for funds disbursed to contractors, with several payments allegedly made without supporting documentation or proper approvals. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
This is Aderonke from Muslim.
Good morning, Aderonke. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, concerning Rivers State. So I think what is crucial now is for all parties to prioritize the welfare and interests of Rivers State and its people. Transparency, dialogue, and adherence to due process will be key in resolving this situation. So we just hope that cooler hands prevail and the best happen for the people of Rivers State. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Aderonke, for your call. Let's look at this allegation by SERAP. SERAP is stating here that, of course, there's an alleged mismanagement of 55.9 billion naira intended to purchase smart card readers, ballot papers, result sheets, and other election materials for the 2019 elections. We're approaching the 2027 general election.
See, I thank God for a body like SERAP. They've been going to court. They've been making, they've been dragging one government agency or the other to court. But whether their outcomes are what, I don't know. If you're asking of this missing, many things are missing in Nigeria. Remember, Buhari gave, how much did he give for census board? How much? Is there any account for it? No. Many things are missing in our country. And that is why I keep telling us that what we are doing right now is not governance. You cannot say to have good governance where there's no accountability. And that is why our leaders behave the way they behave. Because the institutions have been weakened by corruption. There is no way you will have a good governance, you have a good society where people in leadership position are not accountable to anybody.
Hello, good morning,
Good morning, Benga Mario. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. This is Benga Mario calling from Akata.
You are welcome.
Well, I think SERAP is a body that has been trying to wade in to save Nigerians' misfortunes. But however, maybe after the call, I'm going to research the wins by this SERAP in the court of law, because I can hardly lay my hands on either of their winning anytime they take a case to court. But they are doing well. At least they are keeping the people position on their toes and to ensure that they did not misappropriate the money of the country. That's one. And second, on the issue of Fubara and Wike, I think based on the question you asked, Mr. Chukwemeka, that is the president going to retain Wike if he wins the 2027 election? And the answer is this: the president will never retain Wike because he knew that Wike is a big wig. Mr. President knew that Wike is the kind of thorn in his administration, but he can never do away with Wike for now because Wike is one of those that contributed immensely in bringing him to power. Recall the G5 governors now. Recall what they did in 2023 election. So it's like rub my back, I grease your palm. That is what Mr. President did to Wiki in this administration. But come 2027, should in case Asiwaju wins the election, I'm telling you, Wiki will not be in that team. Look at what Mr. President did to this guy, former Cardinal El-Rufai, the former Cardinal governor. Did you recall that El-Rufai ought to be a minister in this administration? But when they brought it was brought to the notice of Mr. President that if El-Rufai should be included among the ministers, that it is going to be a turn on his plate come 2027 election. And that is the reason why Mr. President did do away with El-Rufai. So he knew with what he's doing. Fubara cannot lose his seat as governor, because if he should lose his seat as governor, then ODT APC, which Mr. President will not allow that to happen. Thank you very much, and God bless your station.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gbenga Myra. I'm on the SERAP website now, and I can see a list of and summary of cases that have been resolved by SERAP. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah. Hello, Ayo.
Yes, Mr. George, thank you for calling back.
Please ask your engineer to check your station sound effect. It looks blurry.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. George, for that response. Thank you so much. Our engineering team will look at the audio and ensure that you can get the adequate and right reception in your area. Thank you so much, Mr. George, for that one. All right, looking at the list of summary and resolved cases by Sarah, published on the 4th of October, this was published in 2020, and I can see a few cases here and there. Not any recent one, but we can see some cases there on that website. Hoping that more of these allegations that they bring to the front burner and the Nigerians are excited about to say, hey, this is a great revelation, to eventually get to the end of it.
You see, Ayo, we are not talking here about revelation. What we are looking at, the outcome. You understand? In a society where people in power are not accountable to anybody, there's no way you are going to have anything that looks like development. It's not going to happen. This thing we are talking about, missing money. Money has long been missing in this country. Do you know, maybe you have not heard about 53 suitcases when Nigeria is a very long time under Buhari, when Buhari was the head of state. We have a lot of issues in our country when it comes to governance, and the accountability is not part of what you can link to anybody that is called a leader in the country. They are not accountable to anybody, and that is why when they collect all these loans, that's why people who give us loan, they give us loan because they know that at the end of the day, these our leaders will not be accountable to anybody. Nobody will ask them, where are the institutions through which we are going to ask that question? When they say Nigerians should hold their leaders accountable, how do we do that? Tell me how Nigerians will hold their leaders accountable. Well, all the institutions have been weakened by corruption. Where in a society where individuals are bigger than the state, how can you tell citizens to hold their leaders accountable? That's why we have missing money all over the place. Nobody is, look, this one now is just for public consumption. At the end of the day, everything will die off. We're not going to hear anything about it again.
All right, let's take this comment on Facebook. Sulaiman Sharif, good morning and kudos to everyone in the studio. Fubara is already in the APC and it will be protected by the APC governors and national structures. Take it or leave it. Tinubu will prefer to have Wike behind him than to have 40 Fubaras. Tinubu's political ideology is so strong that he will always choose small loyalty at a difficult time over big loyalty after a big difficult time. All right, what a view right there from Sulaiman Sharif. There's a story to go make on the front page of The Punch. 2026 budget twist. MDAs inject 3.5 trillion naira new project despite federal government freeze. There are at least 3.50 trillion new projects in the proposed 2026 budget, according to an analysis by The Punch. This is despite earlier budget preparation guideline that directed ministries and departments to carry out over 70% of the 2025 capital allocation into 2026 and avoid introducing new capital project. Figures allocated from the 2026 appropriation bill show that new project entries amount to 844.49 billion across ministries, while the total rises to 3.50 when service-wide votes are included. It's a long read right here. about spending. But the explanation here basically means that despite telling ministries
not to,
to focus on completing existing projects, the
people
federal government still added about
that is,
about 3.5 trillion naira.
That is lawlessness
of new projects into the 2026.
Yes, that is lawlessness, which is what we are practicing in the name of governance. Lawlessness, impunity, no, because there are no consequences. You can do whatever you like to do. Put any amount you want to put. Nothing will happen to you. That is lawlessness. And you expect Nigeria to grow with this kind of mindset from people we call leaders. So who will hold them accountable? Serap will go to court now. At the end of the day, are you going to hear anything about it again? What I'm praying for Nigeria on a daily basis is that God reset this country. Because this thing we are doing, we are just wasting people's life. Reset this country in such a way that when somebody comes to power, you know you are coming for the sake of the people. You know you are coming to better the lives of the people. You know you are coming to add value, not to be a nuisance to the people of this country. That is my prayer for this country. And I know that God will answer that prayer. All of us will be alive to see a better night. This thing we are doing is not what God has destined Nigeria to be. It is not. We are far away from what God has planned for this country. Right. And unless we get good leadership, everything starts from leadership. Everything. If we get it right, there's no way this country will not march forward. But all these people that are running around are leaders. They are just wasting people's time because they are not offering any value to us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We have to go. That's all we can take for today. Thank you for joining the conversation and for calling the radio station this morning. Nigeria will be great again. It started with you and I, with the very little thing that we can do, as little as dumping refuse in the appropriate ways. Do not jump traffic lights. When you damage government properties, own up that you have. These are some of the ways by which you and I can truly make Nigeria great. Rather than pointing fingers at our leaders, you and I can also do something to make it a great place. Thank you for listening. God bless you.
Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewers